What is the emergency?
Oh, my dad!
Okay, what's going on with your dad?
My dad is outside and he's bleeding and everything. He won't wake up.
Oh, okay, now, do you know what happened?
No, I just came home right now from school and there's blood everywhere.
The victim was a celebrity hairstylist in Los Angeles, Fabio Sementilli.
I'm shaking him.
Okay, all right.
She had found her father slumped over in the back of the residence. My name is Ryan Verna. I was a detective for the Los Angeles Police Department. I was assigned to this case the night the incident occurred.
Neighborhood surveillance video showed two figures heading up the street to the Sementilli home.
So what you see on the video is two men running, and there's a man in the front. He's wearing a green sweatshirt pulled over his head, cinched tight to where you can only see about this much of his face. And he's followed by another male that appears to be more heavy set. His sweatshirt was like a burgundy color. The next piece of video that we have is Fabio Sementilli's Porsche. It's being driven away from the location, and there's a few different frames in there where you can see that the person driving the Porsche appears to be wearing that same green sweatshirt.
Fabio and his family had moved to California just a few years earlier from Toronto.
My name is Jesse Hyde, and I'm a writer with Town & Country magazine. Just looking at his videos on Instagram, he just loved hair.
His celebrity led him to becoming a vice president of a Procter & Gamble hair products line.
You have your beautiful wife, you have your beautiful daughters. They really had the American dream.
Detectives wanted to know from Fabio's wife if there was anything in their personal lives that could be a factor.
As far as if there was, a stalker in her life, she's seeing somebody else, was she followed that day? Did he have any enemies? Ultimately, everything was a no. And in fact, I think the verbatim statement from her at the end of that interview was, "My boyfriend is my husband."
But at a memorial service for Fabio at the Woodland Hills home, a neighbor became suspicious of a man she did not recognize who was spending time with Monica.
And so we were sent images, two pictures of a person that had shown up to the memorial. In a second image, you can see on his hand that he's got a bandage on one of his fingers. One of those things you kind of stick in your back pocket. It's not enough to do anything with at that point, but definitely something of interest.
The forensics team had found drops of blood in the kitchen they thought would be from one of the killers. And 2 weeks later, the DNA results came back from the lab.
We get a simple paper back that says that, there's a hit.
The DNA matched a man who had been convicted of a sex offense with a minor years earlier, Robert Baker, who it turned out was the mystery man at the memorial service.
It's like, well, here we go. So now it's up to us to figure out who Rob Baker is, exactly what he's been involved in, and we get surveillance up on him as quickly as possible. We want to see, patterns of life, who he's meeting with. We're expecting to maybe run into our second murder suspect.
Detectives also followed him to the very same fitness club where Monica Sementilli belonged, where he was a women's racquetball coach.
So we asked her, well, isn't there like a director who's involved in this, or, the coach or the league director? And she said, oh, yeah, I think his name is Rob.
And then one night, they saw Baker out on the town in Los Angeles with an attractive woman. It was Fabio Sementilli's wife, Monica.
Yes, hi, my name is Monica Sementilli. I'm calling on behalf of my late husband, Fabio Sementilli.
Within days of the murder, Monica was on the phone to Fabio's employer, Procter & Gamble, to see what he had left her.
I need to know, am I the beneficiary? Is there a beneficiary? Otherwise, we have to go to court.
LAPD detectives followed Monica and Baker to Las Vegas, where they had a wild weekend where she's outside for a cigarette and groping the doorman, all sorts of nonsense, filming and snapping pictures of, raunchy sex in the hotel room.
And police recovered surveillance video at a Target store showing Monica driving in and then meeting with Baker about an hour before the murder.
The relationship between Monica and Robert Baker was crucial because obviously that pointed us to motive.
On Monica's arrival back in Los Angeles, she was arrested along with Baker, both charged with murder. And when Monica and Baker were scheduled for court, detectives continued to listen in.
We intentionally placed them next to each other in cells, placed listening devices in those cells.
I don't think there's going to be a bail.
And over the next 6 years, when Monica and Baker were in and out of court, detectives continued to listen in.
A lot of admissions, a lot of co-conspirator statements, and then on top of that, a lot of sex.
They exchanged sexually explicit drawings, romantic letters, and this toothpaste tube.
You like your present?
I do. I love it. I don't know. Are they gonna take this away from me?
Put it on your hand.
You're so gorgeous, baby.
COVID and pretrial hearings delayed the trial for Monica and Baker for some 6 years. And then Baker surprised prosecutors by going to court to admit he had killed Fabio Sementilli and that Monica played no role.
Mrs. Baker, the client wishes to plead guilty to all allegations and special circumstances. Is this correct? That is correct, ma'am.
It makes it more difficult to prosecute Monica Sementilli by herself, right?
And it made it even more important to find the second person seen in the surveillance video with Baker outside the Sementilli home. A detective was assigned to comb through Robert Baker's messages again and found one the night of the murder to a Christopher Austin.
She, dives deep into that and finds out that Christopher Austin had flown to Los Angeles the day before the murder and flew back the night of the murder.
He was working for Baker in the past. His father grew up with Robert Baker, so he trusted Robert Baker would be watching out for him.
Austin agreed to cooperate and said Baker had told him they were just going to rough up Sementilli.
You say why? Did you ask why?
Yeah. He said she's in an abusive relationship. And that's my girl now. I was like, oh.
Okay. So how did it happen?
And it was 1, 2, 3, and go.
How many times did you stab him? Was that once? Where?
Am I being charged?
You are going to be charged.
Now they had the witness they needed to directly tie Monica to the murder of her husband.
Does the prosecution have an opening statement? Proceed, please.
What you're going to learn very quickly from the evidence is that the defendant is a master at manipulation and also a very convincing actress. But if her beloved husband was murdered, people would feel sorry for her. She would be a victim.
And you will learn that Robert Baker decided to take things into his own hands.
Find the defendant guilty of the charges, that is the crime of murder of her husband.
Not guilty will be the only just verdict in this case.
I stabbed him once.
What did Baker tell you about it?
Baker told me she's loaded, she wants him gone, she's gonna get paid.
Now, again, you never spoke to her about this, correct?
Yes, sir.
Austin's deal allowed him to plead guilty to second-degree murder and be sentenced to no more than 15 years in prison.
You tell anything about the plans you had to kill her husband?
Absolutely not.
He did exactly as we thought he would do. I mean, he couldn't tell enough lies. He just kept changing the story from moment to moment.
At one point, Baker said he killed Fabio because he abused Monica.
And is that, again, another lie that you are, again, telling to the jury to try and dirty up a completely innocent man?
Just telling you the truth now.
The jury was out for almost 9 hours.
The people of the state of California versus Monica Sementilli. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Monica Sementilli, guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony as charged in count 1 of the indictment. We further find the murder to be of the first degree. We further find the allegation that the murder of Fabio Sementilli was intentional and carried out by the defendant, Monica Sementilli, for financial gain. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Monica Sementilli, guilty of the crime of conspiracy to commit murder.
There was definitely justice for Fabio, and she got exactly what Robert Baker got, life without parole, because she was convicted, much as he was, on all counts.